Good morning. My wife dropped me off with the car at Hardown Hill in Dorset near Bridport. We are walking up one of the footpaths and heading for the summit for my first SOTA activation. So I'll bring you along the journey. I'll show you some of where we're going, what we can see, as the National Trust sign for Hardown Hill. Show that I'm really here. So this is the path we're walking along. You can see the Delta Oscar Golf in the distance. So I've come to the conclusion, just because it shows us a footpath on the map, doesn't mean it is a footpath. You can see up the hill behind me, still to go, and down the hill where I've come from. It's hard going. The only way a climb like that gets any more annoying is when you get to the top and you find a road. So we're up on the summit. Yeah. Turn around. You see the views behind me. And there's, I guess it's phone mast. Phone, probably, of some sort. A couple of the other SOTA activations have suggested using that as a base, attaching the antenna poles to the fence. So we're going to walk down there in a second, have a look around, and then I'll hopefully get some video of getting set up and show you my kit. Okay, so that's the enclosure. That's the mast. There's a little bit of scrub here. And a nice, happy, smiley face. So this is the antenna. It's an end-fed half wave, covers 80 metres down to 10 metres. I bought it as a kit from HF Kits. I'll drop a link in the description below. And it's got a loop with a bit of bungee on the end. And somewhere in this, hopefully, not the old button there, with the blue bit on, you can see that's the loop. That little one goes over the pole, and then the big one lets the antenna slide through. And I've even got a little bit of tape stuck to it still from last time to secure it. So I'll pop that on and then start unwinding it. The winder here, you can see, is just a bit of homemade. I think it was an offcut of floorboard or similar, worktop or something. So you can see there, the loop on the pole with the wire running through it. That spins around the pole as it needs to, and the wire just feeds through easily. See there, there's a little bit of white tape. I've got two of those, one still on the spool over there. The first one here is about 6 metres down the wire from the feed end, which is in the bag still. So I know if I get the white bit roughly through that hoop, then when I raise the pole up, I'll have more or less the feed point at the bottom of the antenna and a long wire that can slope down, and I'll probably attach it down the road somewhere. So we've got the end of the wire there, the coil right here, and then the wire trails off up the pole. One thing I have found with this antenna is that having that coil down here is quite heavy, and I found it either tends to really pull the pole over or it tends to drape on the floor. So that's possibly the one downside of having all the way up to 80. And I am planning to make a 40 metre and probably just a 20 metre version as well to get them lighter and smaller. So the setup I've got here is an Icom 7000. I haven't got a tuner with me today on the radio. And then the radio is powered by, it's actually a golf trolley battery. It's a LifePo for 22 amp hour battery. So really good size. If you can see, there's about 13.2. I used it a little bit just to check it at the caravan before we came out. But I think they call them 36-hole batteries for golf trolleys, but they're significantly cheaper than buying things like the Bioenno LifePo batteries. And this one actually was second-hand, but it seems to still have a lot of its charge, a lot of its capacity left, so it's working well at the moment. I've also got the Kenwood there, Kenwood D74. It's been set to APRS on the way up the hill, and now I'll switch it over to the 2-meter calling channel. One thing I forgot to do was add the Slim Jim, 2-meter Slim Jim to the pole, so I may drop the pole back down, put the Slim Jim on it, and try a bit of 2 meters later on as well. But first I'll go onto HF, get tuned in, and see if I can spot myself on the SOTA website. Okay. Let's do a quick check on the SWR and then put out our first call. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use?
Back. Calling CQ Summit on the air. This is 2E1TLQ, 2 Echo 1, Golf Lima, Quebec.
I don't know if this is local noise and some sort of interference, possibly from the mast, or whether it's someone just messing about. But I got the same on 142.40, I moved to 142.60 and still getting the same here. Alright, well, it seems there's a contest on this weekend, so the bands are pretty packed. Every time I find a space, I call CQ and then someone comes over the top of it. So I'm struggling a little bit, but I have been chasing. Put you down, you see the radio. It's absolutely hopping. Really strong signals. So I will keep trying, hopefully get the 4 contacts. I'm up to 3 so far. Get the 4 and probably call it a day. Give the wife a quick call, find out where she is with the girls, and see if they could come and pick me up when I get back down to the bottom of the hill. Okay, so that's it. I've got my contacts, 5 in the log, a lot of contestations, but the wife has just called. She's finished shopping, getting the bits from supermarket, so I'm going to pack up, hit the road and head back down. You ready to head back down, Bella? So that's it, packed up, heading back down the hill. There's the tower you can see behind me. You can see the stunning views. I'll turn the camera around and give you a better look. So there you go, there's the tower that we were just operating from. That's a full 360-degree view. And the sea is just over that side, opposite way to the tower.